it's Kristin and it is time for another Total Rehaul. If you are new to Total Rehaul, first of all, welcome. And second of all, these are videos that I do every once in a while where I just go back, look at a haul video of mine, pull the products and come back to you and talk to you about them because maybe they never made it into favorites, they didn't make it in a fail, they kind of fell someplace in between. Who knows, in some of the cases here, I don't have them anymore. So let's just go ahead and talk about, this was from December, I think I posted it December 21st. I'm trying to do about 6 months in between, but I think I had a couple, more hauls maybe in the December-ish time frame. So at any rate, that is my goal, to try to come back to about 6 months. I feel like that's enough time. Sometimes a month isn't enough, or 2 months for me, so that's what I'm doing. All right, so first of all, the first thing that I had on there was my Kat Von D Interstellar palette. So I did pull this out and use this on my eyes today. And I did a 4 Looks 1 palette with this, which I will list below for you. These are the shades. I really like the Kat Von D palettes. I have not purchased the Shade and Light Eye palette because I don't know, I'm sure that I would love it, but I just have so many neutral palettes and neutral matte palettes that I didn't. I'm not saying I won't, but currently I have not purchased it. But at any rate, we're talking about the Interstellar palette, and this is a really nice palette. It just has, let me give you an up close shot here. Just some really nice, it's full of taupes, which I love. There's some warm, there's a little bit of cool, there's some beautiful purples there, so I still like that, and I know that one made it into favorites for me. The next palette that I purchased was the Too Faced Semi-Sweet palette, which you guys have all seen a bajillion times. This was not my favorite palette. I didn't love this. I did a 4 Looks 1 palette with this as well, and I will list that below. I don't know. I don't know what it is. The colors are so warm. You would think that I would love it, but I liked it. I just don't remember loving it, and I haven't used it in forever. And I have since used the Interstellar palette here and there. So those are I kind of had 2 differing opinions on the palettes that I purchased. The next thing was 2 new liners, they were 2 new liners to me that I purchased from Estee Lauder. And I really like their double wear liners. I think they stay really well on lash line, lower, upper and lower. They stay all right on the waterline. They're not the longest wearing on the waterline like the Marc Jacobs, but I do really like them. So I had purchased Sapphire and Emerald Volt, and I love this. I mean, I like the Sapphire, it's beautiful, but this Emerald Volt is just stunning. These I find to be so nice and creamy and delightful, and like I said, they really do stay put on the lash line. So those are the 2 shades, and that right there, that's the Emerald Volt. So pretty. I've played a little bit with doing kind of an ombre on my lower waterline with these. I think I posted a picture on Instagram using these 2 that if I remember, I'll stick in right here. So that was that. I'm going to get that off my hand right away, or they're going to be there forever. I definitely really like those, and I'm still very happy with that purchase. There will be more of those in my future, I can tell you that. So the next thing on there was the Wayne Goss Holiday Brush, which looks like this. It's a real pointed, tapered brush, and I really like this brush. I've talked about this recently, and I can't remember what video it was, but it's just one of those brushes that you can really do your whole face with. You can do your powder with it. You can make it work for your kind of a contour. Obviously not a precise contour. That's the word I'm looking for. Not a precise contour, but you can certainly make it work for contour. Blush, bronzer, highlight. It's really kind of it's a really nice brush. And it's called the Holiday Brush, but to my knowledge, it's still available if you're interested in looking at it. It was pricey, but it was totally worth it, and I'm so happy to have it. So. All right, the next things were, I had ordered from Haute Look. So if you guys don't know what Haute Look is, you probably do by now, but Haute Look's a flash sale site where products come and go within about a 24-hour time period. And every day there's something to have to do with beauty. It might be a brand you heard of, it might be a brand you've never heard of. So this, I still have it in its packaging. This is the Rouge Bunny Rouge Time Defying Foundation. I love this foundation. This is number 52 Quinoa Cream, which is I'll show you a little bit. It's a really good shade match for me. Absolutely love this foundation. I just talked about it in my question and answer video, which, by the way, I was going to start with this. Thank you guys so much. You are all amazing. I'll just leave it at that so that I don't get all emotional, but thank you. Okay, so that foundation, I mentioned as being one of my top foundations, and I think I might actually do this on Tuesday. I've had a lot of questions about wanting to know like kind of my top 5 foundations, so, and a little more in-depth. If you want that, let me know, because I really think I might do that on Tuesday. So I may have already filmed it by the time you've watched this, so I mean, let's be real. Okay, the other thing that I purchased were some single eyeshadows, because I have a few, I don't even know, I had 3 or 4 maybe single eyeshadows from them before, so I wanted to get some more, and it was good. I think it was half price. And by the way, you can go right to HauteLook and sign up if you want. I do have an invite link that I'll list below, that I get some credit if you sign up. Doesn't matter to me either way, but check it out. You really only get 2 emails a day. You seem to get one in the morning and one in the afternoon. The one in the morning is the one you want to watch for. But anyway, so the first one is the Roufouse-Tailed Weaver. And I do absolutely love these shadows. They're so pretty. They're creamy. They wear really well. And this was, even though it kind of is a taupe, it's a taupe, but it has a little bit different kind of twist to it. There's almost like an antiqued twist to it. And then this was Umber Firefinch, which is a little bit deeper and a cooler shade from some that I have. Kind of reminds me maybe of Charcoal Brown a little bit from MAC. And then the winner of these 3 for me, I mean, I love them all, but this was a duo that I purchased, and it was in A major and F minor, and it was this really pretty duo. And I talked about this, I'm sure, in a favorites, how it just is a nice, you can do this all over the lid and this to blend it out, or this all over the lid and this to deepen the crease. You really can do, let's just go here. You can do, you know, both of those looks and be happy with how it looks. There they are right there. I really like this. They are a pricey eyeshadow, but very nice. I really like them. And they said they wear well. Not as long as some others that I have, but they do wear well. The next thing that I talked about was the Target Beauty Box. So somebody had tweeted me to let me know about it, because I had no idea. And if there's been one since then, I have no idea either. Unless somebody tells me, I don't know these things. So the first thing that I showed was a Chapstick Total Hydration 3-in-1 Lip Care. And this this is what I'm using right now at night. And I really like this. I'm very impressed. This is all that I have left of it. I was thinking as I was putting it on the other night that, boy, is this going to land in my empties and I won't really have talked about it. And I should have talked about it in my favorites, because I really like it. But we'll just count this as. So it's a 3-in-1 lip care. I don't have the container anymore. I don't know what the 3-in-1 is. There's probably SPF in it, but I've been using it at night. It's really nice. It's very, my lips feel really hydrated in the morning. It has a nice, this is in Sweet Peach, has a nice little scent to it, just faint, not super sweet, but I really like that. It's nice. It's nice. And then the next thing there was the CoverGirl Eye Enhancers in Blushing Nudes, and that was a quad. I don't have that anymore. Our local domestic abuse center, at work, we support them regularly. We do different things for them, and they will only take makeup products if they are in a package, untouched. You can't sanitize makeup and give it to them. And so if I get something that I'm like, you know what, I don't really need this, and it's in a package, then I will go ahead and donate that to them. So there actually are a couple of things on here that I ended up donating to the domestic abuse center. So I don't have them to report back to you on. And that was one of them. The next thing was a No. 7 Protect and Perfect Advanced Serum, and I had a little foil packet of that, and I actually got one in something else that I'll talk about here in a minute. I have no idea where those went. Frequently when my niece comes over, I will give her stuff that I just have, you know, kind of here and there, and I don't know if that ended up with her or what, but I'm sorry I don't have that to show you or talk about. The next one was the L'Oreal Voluminous Butterfly Intenza Mascara. I did not like that in the slightest. I think I talked about that in March probably is when I think that's when I did that Mascara Madness that talked about that. I'll try to find that and link below for you as well. No. I have a lister, by the way, in case you're wondering what I'm looking at. I print it all out so I know what I'm talking about. Okay, so the next thing was the Revlon Ultra HD Lip Lacquer in 500 Garnet. And I really do like this. The only thing I don't like is that it's a brush. And I feel like it's tricky. It's a little bit, let me show you. It's a little bit goopy when you pull it out. I'm not sure if you can see that. The color is beautiful, and it actually lasts on the lips a really long time for a product like this. You know, longer than a gloss, not as long as a lipstick. There's the color. It's gorgeous. I absolutely love the color. There's not much of a scent to it, not good or bad. I just don't really find a scent to it at all. But I just don't like the brush. I think the packaging is kind of cute with a little crystal there, but I just don't like the brush, and so I don't reach for it very often. But the color and wear time on it is really nice, actually. I'm gonna wipe that off, otherwise I will have it all over. Okay, the next thing that I got in the box, and I don't think this is it, and I don't have it, but again, when my niece comes over, all she likes to wear is black eyeliner, so if I have extras, I will usually just give her black eyeliner. So it was a Pixie Endless Silky Eye Pen in Onyx, so this just happens to be the one that I have from the kit. It's in my Use It Up, and I'll show you how nice and deep that is. I really like these. I've talked about these a bunch. I heard from somebody that they might be discontinuing these, which would make me sad because I really think they're a nice drugstore product. They're a little bit more expensive for drugstore, but works really, really well. I have, like I said, I've talked about those a bunch. I really like them. The next couple of things I have no idea. The Clairol Hair Food Thickening Hair Treatment. I wish that I had that to try. I have no idea where that went. I'm not sure. That could have been a sister-in-law. That could have been my sister. Around the holidays, you just never know what I'm giving away to people. And then the Laneige Water Sleeping Mask. I would love to have tried. I don't know where that went. I honestly don't. If I find that when I do some sort of a clean out or something, it's not like I'm all disorganized up in here, but I don't know. Okay, so the next thing was the Influenster Frosty box, and it had a bunch of kind of randomy things in it. The first thing was this Eco Tools brush that I think was supposed to like cut down on your drying time. I didn't like using this. For me, it wasn't my favorite. I actually will probably end up sanitizing that and giving it to my niece. When I am pulling my hair like that to dry it, I mean, this, you guys know, I either let air dry or use a diffuser. But if I'm going to kind of pull at my hair, I use this Brush Labs kind of paddle style brush. Or if I'm gonna round brush, I use this Olivia Garden. I'm smirking because a friend of mine calls this the Olive Garden brush. Anyway, the Olivia Garden brush. I'll pull that to use it round. So those are my preferences. I didn't really appreciate that one so much, but I think that's personal preference. The next thing that was in there is something that I liked the color of. I like how it feels. I like how it smells. I just wish it lasted a little bit longer. So this is the NYC Expert Last Lip Color, and mine's in the shade Sugar Plum. Mine came in the shade. I'm not sure if everybody's did. This is what I'm wearing today. This has a really nice sheen to it. I'm trying to use I said this in the video too, I do not appreciate this. I have to work too hard to make sure I get the cap on properly. But it has not a frosty finish, but it has kind of that little bit of a sheen to it, which is good as your lips get a little bit older. Kind of makes them look a little bit better. I like it. I like the formula. It has kind of a slight fruitiness, but not overpowering at all. It just doesn't wear very well. I have to reapply it quite a bit. But I do like it, and I've gotten good wear out of that. The next thing was the number 7 Protect and Perfect Advanced Serum. Again, those foil packets, I don't know. I don't know. And then the other thing, I didn't grab it, but was McCormick Thyme. It was a seasoning, like thyme. And I don't think that I've used it. I don't cook a lot with thyme. I don't even know if I cook anything with thyme in it. So I did not use that. The next thing was the Celestial Seasonings Candy Cane Tea. I really like that. I thought it was nice. Every once in a while you want some peppermint tea, but not all the time. There were red vines on there. It was a cherry red vine, which I gave to Bob, and he did really like. And then the last two things were from Rimmel. And the first one was a Rimmel Scandalize in black, and I do not have that. I know for sure that I gave that to my niece because I had so many black eyeliners. But they are really nice. I just have one here to kind of remind me to talk about it and just kind of show you guys this is what the packaging looks like. They are really nice, and they last a pretty good time in the waterline for a drugstore product. So I do like the Rimmel eyes. I have like the nude, the taupe, the navy blue, as you can see, and I had a black, but I no longer do. I think I worked through one, and then, like I said, I gave that one to my niece. And the last thing on there was the Rimmel Gentle Makeup Remover, and that was an eye makeup remover. I really liked that. I know that I talked about that either in a favorites or maybe just in my empties, but I really liked that. And I have quite a backup of eye makeup removers. So, but if I was in a pinch, I would absolutely purchase that one or the Neutrogena lotion one. I don't know. I'm kind of torn between the two, and they're so very different. One is a lotion and one is like a water sort of thing. But yeah, it was a nice makeup remover. If you're wondering about trying it, give it a shot. It didn't burn my eyes, didn't bother my contacts. I really liked it. So anyway, that is my rehaul. I feel like I talked a whole bunch, so this is probably really long. And I know I just did one of these not that long ago, but like I said, I had quite a few, quite a few hauls in a short time span back in December, and I wanted to kind of sort of catch up, if that makes sense. All right, so on my face today, I have a little bit change of face. I have the Dr. Jart BB Beauty Balm, which I really have been enjoying. And then I have just a little bit of the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Redness, kind of in my little redness areas. And for powder today, I have some Laura Mercier Loose Minerals in Natural Beige. Just makes me happy. For blush, I have the Cargo Blush in Tonga. And then as a highlight, and thank you guys so much for everybody who told me about Catrice being at Ulta. I've had some people ask me to kind of talk about the Catrice products that I have. I don't know that everything that I have is available at Ulta, but I could do a video on it if you wanted. This is the limited edition Nude Prism Pure Shimmer Ultra Highlight. So that's the highlight that I have today. As I said, I have the Kat Von D Interstellar palette, and I just want to show you guys, for those of you that watch my Use It Up products, I found my Chanel eyeliner that I was trying to use up. And that's how much I have left in it. I'm pretty happy that I found it, I'm just saying. And I have the NYC on my lips. So that is everything. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you're having a great day. I love you guys, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye.